Hello everyone and welcome to Restorative Health Solutions. If you understand what's making you sick, then you can start to understand how to get better. More information is power.
Hi, I'm Dr. Paul, and today we're going to talk about functional lab testing. So what is functional lab testing? Functional lab testing looks at how the body is functioning as a whole and looks for the causes as to why symptoms are occurring. With functional lab testing, we are looking to identify imbalances within the body so we can develop personalized strategies to restore optimal function. For example, functional lab testing can help us identify nutritional deficiencies, imbalances within the microbiome, metabolic imbalances, hormonal imbalances, inflammatory triggers from food allergies or food sensitivities, toxin overload, chronic infections, and more. These tests can include blood, saliva, stool, hair, and/or urine tests. So what's the difference between functional lab testing and traditional lab testing? Functional lab testing aims to figure out why different systems in the body aren't functioning optimally. All systems are connected and impact each other. For example, changing function of the gut can change the health of our skin, our brain, joint health, hormones, and more. When we can figure out the why, then we can put together a personalized plan to give us the best chance of restoring the body to optimal function. Traditional lab testing is mainly ruling out pathology and looking for more high alert markers. These tests are helped to use diagnose or rule out certain diseases or conditions. So why try functional lab testing? Subtle imbalances can eventually lead to more significant imbalances over time, which can then contribute to more and more symptoms. For example, you may not feel issues occurring in the gut, but inflammation can still be present. Less than optimal absorption of your nutrients could be occurring if something like a gluten sensitivity or food sensitivities are negatively impacting your absorption. Or maybe the body doesn't have an optimal amount of stomach acid, or digestive enzyme output, or concentrated bile to help us digest our proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. This could not only lead to gut health issues, but other issues that may be triggered by inflammation or nutritional deficiencies, such as headaches, fatigue, skin issues, brain fog, unexplained joint pain, weakened immune system, autoimmunity, and more. Another example is someone who is experiencing fatigue and goes into the doctor. If the testing is quote-unquote normal, they are usually told that they're healthy or their fatigue may be coming from getting older, having too much stress, etc. Functional lab testing looks to identify areas of dysfunction before they progress further with the goal of restoring energy back to an optimal level. For instance, we see this happen often with thyroid testing. TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone, is usually the only thyroid lab tested in traditional medicine. The lab range on TSH is typically 0.45 to 4.5. If the test result is anywhere within that range, most patients are told everything is quote-unquote normal. In functional lab testing, we believe optimal levels of TSH are between 1 and 2. If the result is 4.45, it's technically quote-unquote normal, but we believe that is not an optimal level. One of the biggest reasons that we are excited about functional lab testing is that we are being proactive instead of reactive. If you can test early and figure out why you're tired, why you get frequent headaches, why you feel so bloated after every meal, or why you can't sleep well, then you have a better chance of optimizing function and restoring health versus waiting until a disease or condition is diagnosed and then trying to improve function or outcomes. So what are some of the functional labs that we use here at Restorative Health Solutions? For food testing, we use genetic testing for gluten sensitivity predisposition, food allergy testing, and food sensitivity testing. To look at the health of the microbiome, we use a stool test and organic acid test. To look into infections, we use Lyme disease testing, co-infection testing, viral panels, and more. For toxicity, we use mold and mycotoxin testing, heavy metal testing, and environmental toxins testing. For nutritional deficiencies testing, we use an intracellular micronutrient test. To test the health of the adrenal glands, we use a salivary adrenal and cortisol test. And to test to see if there's any hormonal imbalance, we use a dried urine hormone panel. On a side note, we commonly use traditional blood testing in addition to the functional labs. So who can benefit from functional lab testing? Functional lab testing can benefit most people, but we especially see benefit with people who have chronic health issues with limited results through traditional medicine. This could include symptoms or conditions such as IBS or other chronic gut health issues, fatigue, autoimmune issues, hormonal imbalances, skin issues, difficulty sleeping, and more. It can also benefit people who are proactive with their health. A lot of people feel pretty good, but they're looking to optimize function and be proactive instead of reactive with their health. Functional lab testing can be very helpful in this situation. We also see benefit with people that have symptoms or chronic health issues, but no diagnosis and no positive testing through traditional medicine. They have symptoms, but they don't know why. There's always a reason why, and much, much more. Next, what conditions or issues can functional lab testing help detect? Food allergies or food sensitivities, imbalance of the microbiome, including lack of beneficial bacteria or probiotics, overgrowth of bacteria, overgrowth of yeast or candida, overgrowth of parasites, and more. Chronic infections such as Lyme, co-infections, viral infections, toxicity from mold, heavy metals, environmental toxins, etc. Nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, blood sugar imbalances, and much more. So why choose Restorative Health Solutions for your functional lab testing? At Restorative Health Solutions, we have used functional lab testing for several years and have helped thousands of patients. We credit the functional lab testing as being a big part of our success to help us answer a lot of the questions as to why someone may be having symptoms or not functioning optimally. We use state-of-the-art labs, whether it's a saliva test, a blood test, a stool test, a hair test, or a urine test. We are dedicated to our patients by listening to them, ordering the functional labs that we think may be most beneficial to them as an individual, and then putting together a personalized plan. We are big believers in educating our patients at the same time that we are guiding them. In the end, our goal is to help our patients reach their goals and then maintain optimal health through education. Well, I hope you learned a little bit about functional lab testing today, and until next time, I'm Dr. Paul.